Back to the daily grind, and y'all know we gotta talk about this. But before we do, make sure you hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Where my DDRs at? I know you guys are gonna be happy when I tell you that Nick Diaz is making his long-awaited MMA return. But unfortunately, it's just going to be doing cage-side commentary for the AKA Rite of Passage 3 broadcast team. No! We've been awaiting Nick Diaz's MMA return for a while now. I mean, ever since we signed the petition, seems like 5 years ago, to get Nick Diaz's marijuana suspension lifted that was levied down by USADA. It was almost unconstitutional, a 5-year ban for one of the legends of the sport, Nick Diaz, all because he smoked a little bit of the devil's lettuce. So we all signed a petition, we got it reversed. You know, is there such thing as petitions remorse? Anyways, we all signed the petition. The suspension got like reversed from 5 years to 1 or 2 years. Nick Diaz was cleared and eligible to fight, and he still hasn't, unfortunately, for a lot of the fight fans. But hey, he's doing his own thing. I mean, his brother got into two Conor McGregor fights since then, made a lot of money. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Nick Diaz, you get the fuck out of here. Clearly, that's both of their money, if you get what I'm saying. It's Nate Diaz made the money, but these motherfuckers are like this. The brothers. Nate Diaz is fearless leader. You know what I'm saying? They're in it to win it. So Nick Diaz doesn't necessarily need to fight. And Nick Diaz, honestly, before the whole Nate Diaz Conor McGregor thing, he was already fighting legends of the sport. I mean, before his suspension, he was fighting George St. Pierre, Carlos Condit. You know what I'm saying? The Anderson Silvas of the world. He was fighting. Nick Diaz was getting those legendary fights. But the thing is, he hasn't been very active, and even back then he was fighting maybe once a year. So will Nick Diaz return to the actual UFC octagon? We might see him come back for one more fight, 2 more fights. But he's not going to be back, you know, chasing the belt, nothing like that, like fighting contender after contender. It's nothing. That those days are probably not here. I mean, we're going to see Nick Diaz smoking weed. If you follow him on Snapchat, you know he's fucking doing his thug thizzle. You know, he'd be at nightclubs, and I'm sure, you know, he's probably getting paid for walkthroughs and shit like that. It's not like he's just partying his brains out. He's probably getting paid to show up to some of these spots. But hey, would you rather get paid to show up to a nightclub and hang out and maybe indulge in a little bit of partying for a paycheck, or fucking go through the grind of being a mixed martial arts trainer, of getting punched in your face during training and your fucking joints cranked and slammed on the mat just so you can go get in a fucking another fight? You know, which would you rather do? It's not that hard of a fucking choice. And so with that being said, Nick Diaz, maybe we'll see him again in the UFC like Dana White suggested. Maybe not. But either way, he will be making his commentating debut alongside, I don't know who else. I don't know their commentary team over at fucking Rite of Passage 3. I think they said like a LFA veteran. I don't know. We're not going to get into that because I'm sure you guys don't care. But either way, you got to admit that would be pretty fucking fun. If this stuff was free, I would be watching it over at Flow Combat. If the main event's free, I want to watch Nick Diaz do commentary. I can only imagine he's going to be stoned out of his mind, probably giggling. No, maybe not, but that would be fucking hilarious. I'm sure he's going to be stoned, but he's probably not going to be giggly watching the fight. He's probably going to be intent, like, oh shit, well, you know, he's probably going to be into it, but I would just assume it's got to be fun watching Nick Diaz doing commentary on a fight. And, you know, it'd be like watching Nick Diaz do like a reaction video. Could you imagine watching like Nick Diaz getting high and reacting to some crazy ass like funny moments or some fight reaction video? It would just be hilarious. So it's kind of the same thing. I don't think Nick Diaz is going to be giving like play-by-plays, like, okay, now he's going to be setting up the, you know, the omoplata. When he does this, he's going to be throwing the right up. No, he's probably going to be, you know, just there for, he can do that, but that's not what Nick Diaz is going to be there for. He's probably just going to be there, you know, come in, give a little bit of commentary on the fight, talk a little bit. But it's going to be fun. With that being said, if you want to see Nick Diaz back in the MMA action, it's going to be commentating duties, but hey, it is what it is. It'll be on Flow Combat. Go check that out. Maybe we'll get an update soon on Nick Diaz's return inside the octagon. I mean, on the broadcast, maybe he'll drop a little nugget like, yeah, you guys, you know, this really got me. Maybe even if he doesn't already know when he's coming back to fighting, maybe this will give him that itch. Like, hey, You know, I've been wearing Reebok. That shit'll probably make you itch. No, I'm just playing. Wearing Reebok, doing commentary duties for other MMA organizations. All I'm saying is good to see Nick Diaz getting closer and closer to the octagon instead of farther and farther. You get the fucking point, man. It is what it is. Fuck out of here. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G.